back to another video. I'm Katie from dancerfitness.com, where we help dance coaches and dance educators optimize their dancer skills with strength training, because strength training fills in the gaps that technique just can't reach. And we all want to be flexible, right? Yeah, who doesn't? Especially in the dance world. But did you know that when you really intentionally stretch your hips and your glutes, which are your butt muscles, you can actually decrease your injuries? A lot of times when I see injuries with dancers, it's because they're not actually activating and strengthening the muscles that they need for kicking, for turning, for jumping, and because they're not taking the time to stretch those either. When we start calling on those muscles, they get fatigued really easily and we get hurt. And whether you're a coach or a dancer, decrease in injuries should be on your radar, hopefully. So the exercises we're gonna cover today are a 2-for-1 deal, because we get to increase flexibility and decrease injuries. So all you're gonna need is an athletic band. If you don't have this, a sports bra or any other type of stretching material is gonna help. So you can take these exercises, do them at home, do them in class. Let's go. So the first exercise we're gonna do is for your hip flexors. Right through here. It's actually a group of muscles and not just one big honking muscle. And most of the time when I was coaching or when I was dancing, this is how we'd stretch it. We'd get in this big long stretch and we'd sit here and we'd rock around and we'd pick at our fingers and pick at our hair and dust the floor a little bit. But really, we weren't really thinking about what we were actually doing. So in this hip flexor stretch, you're gonna start with your knees hip distance apart, find a 90-degree angle, spread out the toes, grip onto the floor, tuck the hips under. Right now, you're already feeling a hip flexor stretch. Then squeeze the butt and then slightly shift forward. This looks very different, but here your dancers have to actively be engaging their glutes, actively stretching, because if they're not, what you're gonna see is this. See that butt sticking out? They're not stretching, so you cannot hide, right? Tuck the hips under, squeeze the butt, shift slightly forward. Hold this 30 to 60 seconds. If you want to add a little extra variation, you can lift that arm, shift slightly forward, and reach to this side. Ooh, nice deep stretch in the hip flexor. Come on out slightly and rock forward and back, forward and back. Again, 30 to 60 seconds. Make sure that you take the time to switch sides, but don't forget to remind your dancers to tuck the hips, squeeze the butt, shift just slightly forward so we keep the tension in that hip. Arm comes up, rock forward, back. Yeah, you'll know, they can't cheat this one. So exercise number 2 is for your piriformis, which is a deep, deep, deep butt muscle. And I see a lot of injuries in the back and in the hamstrings when this muscle isn't activated and isn't stretched. So you've probably seen these stretches before, but I want to talk about some details. One of them is a figure 4 stretch, which is when you have your dancers fold in half. But what you see is they sit back on their hands, twist their toes around, look up at the ceiling. Nope. Your dancers need to pretend that they are being zipped up into a suitcase, because that would not actually really ever happen. But they're gonna flex the foot, sit up nice and tall, actively pressing their chest towards their leg. This is an active stretch. Then pressing that knee so it's opening up. This is a nice deep stretch. I'm feeling it in my butt. I'm feeling it in my outer hips. This is all great for turnout as well. Your jump power, great areas to be focusing on. Nice flexed foot. If they want to do an ankle roll, they can definitely do one. And then when they switch, don't let them sink back here again. Sit up nice and tall, like you're being zipped right up, or you're between 2 walls. Again, these are all very terrifying situations, but they can roll the ankles if they need to. So that's for the piriformis. Another one you might have seen is a half pigeon stretch, which is when one leg is in front. So I like to always start in a downward dog, and I like to extend one leg up, slide it through. Okay, so again, you probably see this stretch where your dancers have this knee bent, they're on the floor, they're picking at their fingers. Here's what they're gonna do to make this more active. So they're gonna come into that first original position. Hip bones are facing forward, so make sure that those headlights are facing in one direction. Back leg is active. Don't let it be bent and dead weight back there. Active, pointing the toe, engaging the quads. Once they're here, then they can fold in half, but don't let them be dead weight, because when they drop their body, they drop the knee. So they can stay elevated. And I like to have my dancers sort of walk to the side, back leg is active. If they're not feeling this and they need a deeper stretch, they can take the front of their leg and make that more of a 90-degree angle in that front leg. I don't have that flexibility currently, so I'm gonna leave mine a little bit tucked. Also, If they feel any pressure in that knee, I advise them to go back up into this figure 4 stretch. For our last 2 stretches, we're gonna bring it to a more advanced way of stretching called Pnf stretching. And here what we're doing is we're working with the contraction and the relaxation of the muscles. This can be done with a partner, but also with a band. If you have a loop band, you'll place this on your foot. Bottom leg is straight. Grabbing onto the band, you're gonna pull to the place where you feel that stretch, and then for 5 seconds, you're gonna press against that band and hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Pull a little bit tighter, and then press against the band again. 5, 4, feel the resistance. 3, 2, 1, relax the muscle and pull. Ooh, see, I'm getting more flexible already. Ready, here we go. Press 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and pull. Please make sure that you're pulling this towards your shoulder. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and pull. So as you can see, we're really contracting the muscle, and then as we relax the muscle, we're finding more flexibility and more mobility. So I would do 5 to 6 of those on each side, and I get a little bit more mobility in this leg here. The last one that we're going to do is for a butterfly stretch, also using the Pnf technique. So what it's going to look like, feet together, hands on the ankles, never grabbing your toes because then our feet get sickled. Ugh, yuck, yuck, yuck. You're gonna fold yourself slightly forward, using your elbows as that resistance that we were using the band for the hamstring stretch. You're gonna press your knees up into your elbows and press your elbows down into your knees as if you're trying to squish an M&M between your elbow and your knee. And you're gonna hold that there for 5 seconds, and then you're going to release and gently press those knees down. So here's where I'm starting for my butterfly stretch. So if I was a dancer, I might just sit here, maybe flap my wings, and this would be my stretch for the day. Here's how we're going to take it to the next level. Ready, here we go. Go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, gently release. So here I'm taking that contraction in my hips. Again, go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. I already feel my calf on my left side touching the floor. It wasn't there before. And again, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax. Let's go one more time. Woo! Go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. So look at where I am now in my butterfly. Had I not done that, I would have spent my whole time stretching way up here. So what that's gonna look like from this side, so you can check your dancers, I'll tell you what it's not gonna look like, is this. Have them sit up super tall on those sits bones, fold forward. So even when they're pressing, I'm contracting my hips here and reach forward, nice long back the whole time. So about 4 to 6 of those when you're doing your butterfly stretch. Well, I feel super bendy and mobile right now. You are following along, hopefully you do too. So remember to jot these down, take them into class or do them at home. Always make sure you're warm before you stretch. So do a few jumping jacks, a few walking lunges, just something to get the blood flow going before you start stretching. We never want to stretch all those cold muscles. If you want more on this topic, I have a freebie for you below in the comments. This is a free training plan for your hip flexor health and flexibility. So you can grab that there. You can check out some more videos here about how to take specific skills in your dancing and apply strength training to improve them. Thank you so much for joining me for another video. Remember, at dancerfitness.com, we have an exercise for that.